Scare ya? Hey, welcome to a Halloween edition of So I'm Sitting There Right. I don't necessarily celebrate Halloween, but I do live in America, so it gave me a good excuse for a theme. Alright, there's going to be a bunch of stories about times I've scared people or other scaring times in my life. I only got 10 minutes on. I got a bunch of good ones, so here we go. First things first, my cousin Jamie, when he was about, I don't know, over 5, under 10, around that age, we were all kind of punks to him. He was kind of one of the cousins that we pick on. Well, he was totally, for a lack of a stronger word, petrified and terrified of trolls. Remember the little troll dolls? Yeah, those. Ugly little dolls. He was completely terrified of them. And me and my brother and a few other cousins did the really smart thing. Was we went in my brother's room with a tape recorder. We taped our voices saying, "Jamie, we're gonna kill you. I'm a troll. I'm gonna eat you." And we hid it in the corner. We hit play. We threw him in there with a troll. Threw it on the bed, a glow-in-the-dark troll. Turned off the lights and closed the door. And we could hear him pounding. Ah! Jamie, I'm gonna kill you. One of the meanest things I've ever done. I'll probably never ever do that again. Really horrible. Okay. Next up. Scaring girls is one of the funnest things on the planet. If you're a guy, you know how fun it is to scare a girl. Well, here's a few stories. I remember one time we were on our way to Kansas City, and I was driving behind the Clarks, Jessica and Richie Clark. And I was in the passenger seat of the car behind him. I popped out at a stoplight, and I ran over to Jessica's window and just slammed my hands on it and yelled at her face. And her window was up, so I couldn't hear her scream, but I saw her scream. I have it burned in my eye. I see her going. And that was it. Oh man. Other times, her sister Leah, not too long ago at a birthday party, I think it was, there was a June bug flying around. She's like, "Oh, I hate June bugs, I hate June bugs." And like, she like run around, so anytime a girl's like scared of a bug or just sees a bug, it's the perfect time to scare them. So you grab a stick, and I went over to her, and I rubbed it on the back of her neck. She's like, "Ah, ah, ah," and looked around until he saw me do it, and she had a cup of water just straight in my face. It was awesome. Totally worth it. Do the same thing to Natalie. Note to self, don't do it to your wife, because she can throw things at you. Well, she saw a roach, she's like, "Oh, I hate roaches," and she ran, and she's totally terrified of roaches. And I, again, grabbed like a little fly swatter or something, and I rubbed the back of her neck, she's like, "Ah!" And the first thing she grabbed, threw it at me. Threw it at me, like, "She scared me." It was awesome. Got like bruises. It was awesome. Let's see. I got scared as a kid once. I remember I was in my tree fort in Wisconsin. And the first time I could ever hang out with my brother's friends. All his brother's friends were having a sleepover in my tree fort. I'm like, I get to be with my older brother's friends. I'm cool. And then they're all telling ghost stories, and it was getting real late. Well, I didn't know, but my dad was like, "Okay, I'm going to go get him. I'm going to bring him inside." So he's coming up, and I'm sitting there all like, "Okay, I'm tough. I can do this. I'm so tough. I'm with these cool guys. You know, they're telling ghost stories. I'm getting scared." But I'm leaning right by the window. My dad comes up to the window, and he's like, "Hey, Chris." I'm like, "Ah!" So he started bawling in front of all the older guys. My dad just carries me out bawling. I'm like, well, there goes all my coolness. It was horrible. Oh, this is one of the worst. Speaking of parents, my mom's brother was electrocuted and died. His name was Paul. That's what my brother's named after. And well, when we were younger, you had these TV antennas that used to come from the ground and kind of go up to your house. I don't even remember them. But I remember him, and my brother was like over there, and we were just hanging out in my house, and he went to climb this TV regular antenna. I was like, "There's no electricity in that thing," but he's climbing up it, you know, and he's going to get like on the roof or something, and a wasp came and stung him on the leg. Well, me being a scaredy cat, I walk around the corner and I see my brother going, "Ah, ah, ah," and I'm thinking he's getting electrocuted. So I run inside the house like, "Mom, Mom, Paul's getting electrocuted." The worst thing you could ever say. My brother's probably like, you know, 6 or 7 at the time, so my mom's still, you know. She ran out there and like he just got stung with a wasp, and I got so in trouble. It was horrible. That was scary. Okay, this one time we were all playing outside. It was back in the day when everyone would come over to our house and just hang out and have fun. I think it was maybe a day of a prank wars or something. We're having fun, and all of a sudden, all I remember, I can't really remember what happened. All I remember is I was walking outside. You know, had whatever I was doing. We were going outside. Everyone was outside already having fun, and I look and I see Jacob and Paul holding Tabitha in their arms. And she's like bawling her eyes out. There's like blood coming from her head. She's like, "Ah!" I'm like, I run over there. I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Call 911." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" And everyone's like all getting scared. And Paul's like getting scared. Paul's like holding on to her like, "Oh my gosh!" All of a sudden, Tab just starts like looking around like, huh. And Jacob starts laughing, and the Tat starts laughing, and they totally like put fake blood on her and had her cry, and me and Paul and everyone was like, how could you do that to us? It was horrible. It was awesome. And then, speaking of pranks gone wrong, one time, me and Jacob we were on tour, and we got to our place before everyone else did, and we took the equipment that was on stage, our equipment, and we hid. We were going to be nice, and we were going to tear it down, you know, before everyone got there. We were going to help tear it down before everyone even got there, just us. And as we tore about half of it down, we're like, wait a minute, it's April Fool's today. Let's tell everyone it got stolen. So I remember I was laying in the aisle, I'm like, all like acting like I'm sad, and Jacob went outside, and as the guys came in, they're like, everything got stolen, check it out, and we just got here, and we look, and the whole stage is halfway gone, and I remember Paul and Bill were just totally devastated, like, I remember Paul thinking, like, just got that bass, it's gone, and like, Bill and I was totally devastated, and it was crazy. And then, by the time we told them, it was way too late. They were already like so crushed and sad and everything, and we were like, April Fools, and then they were so mad at us, and we felt so bad. Two more. One time there was a sleepover down the road. A bunch of girls from our church in the youth were having a sleepover, and a bunch of guys were down the road. I was like, I'm gonna have a sleepover. So we went over there, and we were having a sleepover, and we're like, okay, we gotta get the girls somehow. How are we gonna do it? And then we started banging on their windows. They didn't know we were there, so they're like in their pajamas, all dancing to whatever. Well, Britney Spears wasn't around then. I don't remember, some, you know, whatever music, all dancing in their pajamas, trying to be all girly, like, little do they know all these guys are watching them. It was hilarious. So we banged on the windows, and they're like, ah, totally scared, right? All getting scared, like, what's going on? You know, oh my, what was that? We went around the other side, there's this big window, and we peered in, and I was like, let's do this, bang it again. And I went, boom, 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 the whole thing broke, the whole window broke. I just remember seeing the terror on their faces, thinking, oh, this must be a joke, and then window breaking, okay, this isn't a joke, we're about to die. And they like hit the floor, and they're like, ah, scared and running. It was hilarious, but I broke the window, and I felt kind of bad. Last one, hilarious. Jeremy Peterson, great guy, but kind of someone you like to pull pranks on. I don't know why, he's one of those guys. And me, Bill, Richards, and my brother Paul went over to their house. He was living with his brother Josh at the time. We're knocking on their door, and ended up not being home. Wonder where they are. Well, we tried the doorknob and it was open. What do we do? So we walk inside, like, ooh, we need to do something fun to them. Let's do something. Bill had the brilliant idea. Went to Jeremy's bedroom. I'm gonna grab a pillow with a hat, and made a pillow body, and put some shoes at the end. And we made a body look like someone was to be in his bed. It was totally so real, it was scary. So we left and didn't tell them we ever came. As the story goes, since we weren't there, Jeremy and Josh come inside their house. You know, Josh goes that way, Jeremy goes in his room, and it's like, close the door, and it's like, looks again, and sees this person, it's like, Josh, there's someone in my bed. He's like, what? There's someone in my bed. And Josh goes over there and peers in, there's someone in your bed. But then Josh had the guts to actually walk in a little bit and get closer and see that it wasn't anybody, but if I would have paid money to see Jeremy's face at the moment when you noticed there was a body in there. Actually, Bill went a couple weeks later and hid in his closet with a scary mask on and scared Jeremy as he opened his closet. That's probably even better face. I'm sure Bill can tell that story. But that's all the time for I have today. Hope you enjoy these little stories. I'm gonna try to think of some more pranks, maybe other fun things. And watch your back, or I might come scare you.